Hi, this is Linnell again, the heels half of heelsantivas.com. And as promised, yesterday's video, I am back to share with you the flick. In our blog post, Curse of the Aging Eyebrows, I talked about my curse of my aging eyebrows, primarily the thinning thereof, and the hairs that have not thinned out are, for the most part, kind of gray. So what I'd like to share with you is what I call the flick. And that is my attempt at trying to hide the thinning, hide the graying part without looking like one of those poor women who use a Sharpie to color in their eyebrows. So as you can see, they may not in the video look really light just to begin with, because I actually did, again, talked about it in the blog post, but in 2008 I summoned up the courage and actually did go and have my eyebrows tattooed. So it took me years and years because I was struggling with, really almost disappearing eyebrows for a number of years. So right about my 51st birthday, I just threw caution to the wind and said, well, it is what it is, and it was worth the gamble. And it really was. So if anybody wants to talk about what that experience was or what I would do differently, etc., just let me know. But I do have tattooed eyebrows, so as you can see, there is color here. So for the just getting up and walking around the house and not having anything to do, I at least don't look like I have bald eyebrows. But once you start putting on makeup, and especially if you're going to go out for the evening, they are very light still, so you do need to enhance it. And as far as the video yesterday, we did say we're going to keep this real and we're going to keep this positive. And I sort of am keeping it real. I didn't put a lot of makeup on, so what you see is really just a little eyeliner, mascara, some lip gloss. But I just didn't want to scare you guys and be totally real, at least not right off the bat. So we may go over some of the other makeup tips, and I'll start the video completely au naturel. But so back to the flick. There's a number of products that I use. With regards to the flick, though, I'm talking about Bobbi Brown's, let's see if I can get this up there, Bobbi Brown's eye pencil. It's got a specific name, it's in the blog, but it's Bobbi Brown's eye pencil, and there's two ends of it. One end is this cute little, whoops, guys, I'm going to have to get used to this, cute little brush, you can kind of brush your eyebrows. The other end is the pencil part, and that is, I like it because it's, if you can see it, it's angled. So a lot of pencils that you use, they work really well when they're sharp. This one, you don't ever have to sharpen it. It is, it looks rounded, but if you can see the way you use it, it always has a fine enough point to where it doesn't look like you're, covering your eyebrows again with the marks a lot. So back to the flick. What I do is in the morning when I'm starting to work on my makeup, I do my eyebrows first thing normally. If I'm going to put on any tinted moisturizer or makeup, I'll do that. But then before any other makeup, blush or otherwise, I always do the eyebrow, because the eyebrow really, I think it frames your face. So you start with the frame, for me, and then I work, out from there. So the first thing I do is if you always know, this rule of thumb is that the eyebrows will start right from the inside of your eye, right? So if you go up, you can see that my right eye is a little wonky, right? So it's off center. So I'll just make a dot of where normally, the quote unquote where the eyebrow should start, and I'll make a little dot. And if you can see, it's like quite a bit to the right. So Um, I don't color it all in, but this is where the flick comes in, right? So I just start doing the flick. And I hope that I can see well enough to actually make it look good and not look like I'm using a big old fat marks a lot. So I do that on the outside, and I don't bring it all the way in, but I bring it in a little bit to where it makes it a little bit more symmetric. Again, one of Barb's comments in the blog post was that she found someone that was talking about making up your eyebrows and the fact that the eyebrows were not supposed to be twins, they're sisters. So don't try to make them identical. If I were to try to make this one identical, then I would have to color a whole lot of skin, and while I wear glasses and that forgives a lot of sins, but I just don't want to have that much of it having to be colored in. So there's my flick, and you take the little brush part and you kind of brush it around and it sort of smooths it out. And then for the end, and then I start on the end, and I think I'm okay on that. And you know what I just did there, right? Isn't it like a line from the end of your nose, the corner of your eye, and up? And that's how far out your brow is supposed to go. And again, I just do my flick, and I don't know if you can see it, but that is my flick. I don't do a lot right in the middle of the brow. I focus on the ends, and again, having the brows be tattooed, it works for me. If you don't, then I would focus just lightly on both ends and not try to mess around with where your arch is. I know that there's a rule of thumb about where your arch is supposed to be, but can't remember that one. Okay, so that really is all there is to the flick, is really just kind of flicking it out and then using the brush. I also have this brush that I use. It's not only the end, but I have this brush too that I use. Really more than I actually use the end. So if you're going out though at night and you want to have a more dramatic look, I use the Bobbi Brown gel. Okay, and this one is a very dark, so if I've just colored my hair, which I haven't, I don't know if you can see this, it's like holy cow. Anyway, so if my hair is just colored, it's much richer and much darker, and then the brow can be darker, so I use this. If I haven't, then I use this L'Oreal. It's the same kind of a thing, only it's L'Oreal. So if you can look at the difference in the colors, look how light that is, right? So do that, and then this one is much darker. So I kind of blend the two, and it's like a science experiment. Okay, so that's that, and I guess that's it. My mascara that I have on now is purple. You really can't tell, but I usually use purple or navy blue during the day when you don't want those big, like, honking black made up lashes looking. So, and if you want to know anything more, let me know. I thought maybe the next video I could do would be on some other aspect, maybe do how you can make your eyes up for day, as well as, you know, a nighttime look, because I love the eyeliner. Like what I've done today is really just very light green, and then at night I do a little heavier of what I've done now, but then I line the inside of the eyelid, which takes some practice, but that really pops your eye without having the real thick liner. I don't like the real thick liner on me. And then the other thing that we might be able to do is talk about how you put eyeshadow on when now your eyes are like starting to do this, all that hooding stuff and the sagging down, you know, having the way you can use your eyeshadow for a sort of an optical illusion of opening your eyes more. We could do that. All right, just some ideas. Let me know what you think, and if you have any questions, just let me know. So thanks for spending a few minutes with me today.